Hello friend, what's up? In this lecture we will try to look at some of the Linux commands which is used for creating a file or deleting a file. So the first command which we will try to look is a cat. Cat is again another very versatile command and one of the most useful command after ls. So cat is also used for checking what is there in the file, as well as you can create a file with the cat command. You can create a file with the vi command as well. So let's try to directly look into some of the examples. Let's suppose I want to create a file abc.txt. So the way you can do is you can say cat and greater than sign abc.txt. Don't worry about the redirection now, we will cover this redirection, but what you can think of now is what we can do is whatever we are typing as part of this redirections, it's getting redirected to this file. So whatever we are typing, it's being taken as an input for the cat command, and which gets redirected or appended to the file abc.txt. That's all. So which means we will create a file abc.txt. Now here you can start writing some text. Hi, this is a text file, and you can continue doing typing as long as you wish to, and when you're done you have to press Ctrl D. So Ctrl D is a end of input in Linux. In Windows it's Ctrl Z. Just for the knowledge I'm telling you guys, but Ctrl D is the end of input for Linux. So you can open the file and or maybe you can just do a cat. So when you say cat without any redirection, see, when you say redirection, that means you're creating a file abc.txt. When you don't give this redirection, which means no greater than sign, which means you are listing out the contents of the file. If the file is not present, suppose I will say, it will say no such file or directory, it's an error. But when the file is present, it will tell you whatever is the content of a file. This is the content which we have typed here. Hi, this is a text file and some garbage data. This is what we typed and this is what is there. We can confirm this by opening in one of the editors, which is vi or something. If you have vi, and you can see. So cat command is used for listing the files as well as creating the files. Now let's suppose I have two files. So I have already abc.txt, and then I have another file abc1.txt, and this is has some more data, hello world suppose. So if I want to concatenate two files, I could say okay, cat abc.txt and then abc1.txt, and we can create something greater than, or maybe here we can just with one greater than, which is a redirection, which we will look again. We could say new underscore file.txt. So what happens, cat will list out the content of this file, and then cat will list out the content of this file, and together both of them will go and sit in this new file called new file.txt. So if I look now, new file.txt, it will have the contents from the file number 1, which was, and this is the content from file 2, and they got concatenated. If the file has a multi-line content, suppose, what I mean to say by that is, if the file is very big file, suppose new file is big, I will add some texture. So maybe some hundreds of lines, a lot of lines. So if I say cat new excuse me, it has a lot of lines, so I can pipe it. So again, pipe and redirections we will cover very soon, but cat command is something which is very basic. Before we go ahead with the pipe, we have to learn cat, so that's why I am displaying. But nevertheless, think pipe as some kind of piping output from one command to the other. And when I say more or less, that means it says display one screenshot at a time. More means keep pressing, and if I say press space bar or enter, it will display me the list of the contents one page at a time. So that's about more command, so we'll go through that, but I was trying to demo the cat command in this. So we have seen how to create a file. Now since this file is created, if I want to delete this file, the command is rm. Rm is remove. So if you say rm abc.txt, and I remind it, I'm giving tab for all the command completion, so I don't need to type that much. So rm will remove the file. If I say ls minus la again, there is no file called abc1.txt. If you look here, there is no file abc1.txt, that has been deleted. So I'm sorry, I removed the file abc.txt, not abc.1. So there is no file abc.txt here, but abc.1 is here. So I have deleted this file. If I want to remove this guy also, I will say rm minus fr abc. Maybe I'll just use rm command. Fr I will introduce you very soon. So it has removed this file. Now if I say ls minus l, there is no file called abc1.txt. So rm will remove a file or a folder. So when I say file or a folder, so we have deleted the file. If you mind it, I said that file is denoted by hyphen like this, and folder is by d. D means directory. So this is a directory. Let's suppose we want to try to delete this with rm command, and what it does, it says cannot remove is a directory. So I said you that rm can remove files and folders. So what happens, the condition is when rm command runs and it wants to delete a directory, the directory itself has to be empty. So if I go inside this directory and I see they have no content, so this directory is not there, so rm cannot delete this. So it still thinks that okay, there are some content. So what you have to do is you have to say rm minus fr, which means a recursive. So f is stands for force and r stands for recursive. So you can go ahead and recursively delete this directory, and now it will be done. Rm tut. Now let's suppose if I create a directory again and say rm, and I showed you that rm doesn't work for this because rm is a directory. So I can do a recursive directory, then it can delete. But if I just have a directory and I want to remove, then I can issue the command called rmdir, and rmdir will not complain. Rmdir will delete a directory. Rmdir will not say okay is a directory. So rmdir is for deleting a directory. rm is used for deleting a directory, file, recursively, everything. So rm is more generic in terms of deleting. The only thing is when you want to delete a directory with rm, you have to give the option rf. So the option for deleting is rf. Mind it, whenever you use this command, you know what you are doing. It will delete and the file is deleted permanently, although you can recover the data, but as a new user you will not be able to recover the data. So you know what you are doing. F means force and R means recursively, and the way recursive works is inside the directory there are some more folders, files. It will delete everything recursively. So that's rmdir and rm-fr. Now let's demonstrate again. So there is this folder called tester. I want to delete it with rmdir. Now let's see what happens. That says it cannot directory is not empty. So rmdir needs the directory to be empty which it is deleting, which doesn't make sense. You are deleting, so why it needs to be empty? But the command is like that. So if I had have used rm minus fr tester, it would have worked. It would have just deleted everything. So that's why I said rm is much better than rmdir. Now let's suppose if I want to use rmdir to delete this directory, what I have to do is I have to go inside the tester folder, and then inside the tester folder there is another directory. You delete that, and maybe if there is something else inside that, you have to delete that. So you have to keep deleting everything which is inside this and then come back. So now there is empty. So till this level there is nothing after this level. So I come back and I say rmdir for this, and then I will delete this, and it is done. There is no folder called SIDA, SDS. Now I come back and I see here the tester folder ls-l, and then I say rmdir tester. Now since this directory is empty, this directory doesn't have any child directory inside it, so rmdir will work for me. So that's why you cannot, like, sometimes you just want to just drop a note, delete everything inside a folder, you don't care what is there. So this rmdir is not so useful. So best thing is you always use it rm minus rf. and whatever the name of the directory or files or folders you have, mind it, it will forcefully delete everything and it will delete recursively, so you know what you are doing. Okay, so we have seen the command mkdir. Mkdir is for making a directory, so mkdir tester if I say. So just to recap, mkdir is for creating a directory, cat is for creating a file or reading a file, and mkdir for making a directory. Now all these commands which we are doing, and if we want to reference back, so in Linux there is always this history command. There's a command called history, and it lists out all the histories which you are doing. So sometimes you have to close the terminal to know the history, but you can see what all the commands we are running. And there's a shortcut also. If you want to just refer to the previous command, you can say not h. So not h will also list out the history. This might not be available in all distros, but it is there in Ubuntu. I'm using Ubuntu 16.10 and 16.04 for making this tutorial. So this is a history command. If you want to delete the contents of the history, this history is stored in your home directory. My home directory is home Shakil, and then there is a file called bash_history .bash_history. Mind it, this dot means it's a hidden file we have seen in the first tutorial. So you have all the contents here. Right now it doesn't show because when the system loads up, it loads from the memory all the history. So if I exit this first, let me show it. If I exit this and try to load this history, I have this profile zoom, and now if I look into the history, bash history, it will show me all the commands which we have run. So it has loaded in the history file because it was keeping it into memory accumulating, and then at the certain intervals or at the end of the session it will load up into bash history. So this is a bash history file. If I want to delete this, I will just delete everything, save it, come back, Control-A, and then again open the terminal, and then I will see that okay, there is nothing in my history. If I say history now, only the last few commands which we ran as part of VA is there. All other commands are gone, so history is not there. So history is one quick way of referring what all the commands you have run in the past. Also, history has some limitations in terms of how many commands it saves. It doesn't save all the files or folders infinitely. There is an environment variable for history size, and based on the size it will truncate the file, so it will like remove the previous contents if the file size grows too large. Also, if you want to run in the same session, if you want to run what all the previous command you ran, you can use the up arrow, and then you can see what all the previous commands. Here we have run very few commands, so I'm not able to see now because I have deleted all the history, but I can run a couple of the commands and let's see. So tester cat test.cpp file is there, and then ls-l, and then I go to hello, and now if I do up and down arrow, for me I can see all the commands which we have running, which I'm running now. So guys, this is all about mkdir, rmdir, rm, cat, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching.